detained for the first time, like I said, it was a new experience, etc., etc. We did not give up. Upon release, we continued with what we were doing, that which they detained us for. And that's why I said we then were subsequently detained again on a number of occasions. When we came out, I mean, there was a period of lull in our absence in Alex, political lull. And when we came back, we resuscitated that political activism in Alex. It was not easy because then people were intimidated, but we were not. And then we continued with mobilization. Got detained again, came back, continued with that mobilization.
I'm told that you once arrested while you were still serving in a court.
Yes, my first detention, I was an interpreter in the Department of Justice in Randburg. When they detained me for the first time, I was in court, busy interpreting. The chief magistrate came into my court and asked the magistrate to adjourn. And then he then said to me, asked me to follow him to his office. And I knew because on the first day of the declaration of the state of emergency, they went to my place at home and I wasn't there. And then they went to my girlfriend's place to look for me there. I was there, but they went into the main house and they did not go into the small room adjacent to the main house. And so they did not find me. I knew they were going to come for me. So when he came in and asked the court to adjourn, I knew they're going to detain me. I went to his office. On arrival there were two security police there waiting for me, handcuffed me, paraded me there, and off I went. My mother did not know for 2 weeks where I was because I was able to send word out that I've been detained. My mother was informed, but then when she inquired, she was told I was sent to Pretoria Central. For 2 weeks she couldn't find me. But ultimately she found me, and for them to visit us they had to get permission and they could only see us fortnightly. So ultimately she came, saw me, yeah.
Wow.
And then you said how was the situation when I was released? On the last occasion when I was released, that was when I went to Wits on full-time basis. And it was terrible because as a condition of our release, we were not to engage in political activity, we were not to be in a company of more than 3 persons, we had to sign every day at the police station, and then we had to be indoors at home between 6 and 6 in the morning, and then we were restricted to the magisterial district of Randburg because Alex fell under the magisterial district of Randburg. But then now, a week after our release, I went to Wits on full-time basis, and they had to change the restriction order, which then restricted me to the magisterial district of Johannesburg. So I couldn't come home even Saturday, weekends I couldn't come home, school holidays I couldn't come home. I then applied in December. They allowed me in December to come home, but all the other school holidays, they refused me permission to come home. So I was there in that room when almost everybody had gone home during the holidays, and that thing resembled a cell. So it was like I'm still in detention, and I had to sign at the Hillbrow police station. So every day I'll move from Braamfontein from Wits to sign at the Hillbrow police station. One lecturer gave me a bicycle, so I would ride a bicycle there every day to go sign. And then 6 o'clock I must be in my rest room until 6 o'clock the following day in the morning. Yeah, so it was tough. And this I'm studying and all those things, so it was really difficult.
How was the Black Local Authority acting then?
We saw them as agents of the system, and we saw them as traitors, and we were against them. That's why we were trying to establish alternative structures to those structures. We had our own block committees, we had the civic movement, the Alexander Civic Association, ACO, Alexander Civic Organization. Yeah.
So when you saw them as probably, if to mention puppets, campaigns against them, what sort of campaigns, structures of AICO that they were embarking, pushing around?
We had several campaigns against them for them to resign, which led to the burning of Sam Kuti's house. And the other mayor, there was an old lady somewhere at 4th Avenue, I've forgotten her name, who also became a mayor. And there was an attack on her house, etc., etc. So there were campaigns for them to resign, because I mean we saw them as agents of the enemy.
Okay. So tell me of some of the political parties probably that emerged there. The South African Communist Party.
Well, those organizations were there, but they were banned. ANC was banned, the SACP was banned, yeah, the trade union movement, yeah. And internally, that's why we organized under the umbrella of the UDF after its formation.
Okay.
Yes, before then we had loose formations, and there was ZAPO, there was the other guys, PAC guys, PAC aligned guys, and ourselves.
So you were among the people that were called Amavarala.
Yes, the charterists. Those guys, we call them the Zimzims, they called us Amavarala. Because there was conflict between ourselves and the Black Consciousness Movement guys. There was actually even physical confrontation. Some of our comrades were died. I remember a young chap in 9th Avenue was actually even beheaded. His head was chopped off.
For believing in an ideology.
Yeah, so the IFP was there as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, lastly,
Ultimate.
the question of where was Vincent buried? How was the atmosphere of the people, probably the night vigil, then, or how was the organization, coordination of food? Some of the things that people usually get.
Yeah, you know, normally when a comrade has died, we will go around raising funds in order to assist the family. We did the same even with Vincent. We had a memorial service, we had the night vigil, and I mean, we were carrying him to the graveside, and chanting our songs there, and that in itself mobilized people. Even people who were not mobilized joined the procession, and after that, like I said, it was a turning point.
To the young people of today, what do you want to say that might make them aspire the rich history that they have gone through, and also tell me of also where you're working as the CEO of the Gauteng Gambling Board, some of the things that you've done for this community.
To the young people of the country, and in LX in particular, they are fortunate they are born now, when there are so many opportunities, and they must take advantage of those opportunities to advance themselves and to use the education, the opportunities that they have to access education, to uplift their own communities, to work towards the upliftment of their communities, to bring about civic pride and good general good citizenship, and for all of us to enjoy the freedom that we have. The struggle has not ended. For them, they should continue with the struggle. The struggle has taken a different complexion. It's the struggle against poverty, the struggle against ignorance, the struggle against illiteracy, innumeracy, etc., etc., the struggle against AIDS. They must get involved in campaigns that would ensure that there is awareness about AIDS and its effect, etc., etc. So the struggle for them continues. And what is different from them is that conditions are conducive for them to pursue those goals that they set for themselves. Unlike with us, we had to confront the enemy. These days, the very police would be protecting them to ensure that their campaigns run successfully. So they have an opportunity to contribute positively to the development of our country, to the consolidation of the freedom we have achieved, and to ensure that there is better life for all. My work, what I've contributed to the community, I have since dedicated myself to the upliftment of the community of Alex. I had been involved in a number of CBOs here in Alex. Until recently, I was the chairperson of the ADF. I'm involved with Tusum, Oliver Tambo Community Trust, etc., etc. Over the years, I've been involved in community-based organization in order to contribute towards the upliftment of the community of Alex. And I urge those who have the capacity to also contribute towards the upliftment of the community of Alex through their skills that they have acquired, the knowledge that they have acquired, the expertise that they have acquired to contribute towards the upliftment of particularly the most vulnerable of our community.
Wow.
What I'm doing now, I'm working, like I said, I practiced. I'm now employed by the Gauteng Gambling Board, which is a regulatory body that regulates and controls casinos.
As its CEO.
As its CEO, of course.
Okay, thank you.
So,